Welcome back to Silent Hill 2 In-Depth Commentary. We're picking up exactly where we left off the last time, and I would like you guys to try to remember back to last episode, the cinematic we had with Angela. There was a building visible in this direction when the camera panned to Angela touching the tombstone, but we can't see it now because of the fog. However, if we walk in this direction, eventually we run into it. And I always thought that, because this game has very few things that are without meaning, that there would be some significance to this building, which appears to be like a church. It probably is a church. But unfortunately, you can't go inside, and there's really nothing on the exterior here that really is of much significance. So I always found that to be a bit of a disappointment. But this is the path out of the graveyard and into Silent Hill. We have a bit of a run ahead of us here, if I'm not mistaken. We get a nice change in atmosphere as soon as we walk through. Things, of course, get more ominous. Let's go ahead and proceed. It'll take us a while if we walk through here. I'm starting to hear footsteps again. Oh, that's a familiar feeling. Just pause here, and it seems like those sounds only trigger whenever I'm moving. And apologies, guys. I hope you can't hear that beeping in the background. I'll tell you about that here in a little while. A couple things I want to point out, though. Let's see. Yes. Had I completed the game at least once on this memory card, on any difficulty, there will be a chainsaw, I think, just to the right of where I'm walking right now. But, because this is a brand new save, there's nothing there. So, no chainsaw for us this run. Silent Hill Ranch. Good old Silent Hill Ranch. But yeah, the chainsaw, it's a decent weapon if memory serves. It's nothing that spectacular. The combat in this game, just fair warning, is very clunky. Yeah, I hate to be hopping all over the place here, but those footsteps in the background are really picking up. I don't remember them being so intense in this area. You kind of get those noises throughout the game in several areas, but it was really intense back there. But yes, the chainsaw has a very slow wind up, and I do believe, however, it's capable of killing most enemies in one hit. So, from that perspective, it's pretty useful. I'm sure there's some situations where it can be incredibly useful. But in most cases, we will be avoiding combat, especially for this playthrough. There are quite a few endings in the game, and if memory serves, there are 4 to 5 endings that are more what I would consider legitimate endings, and then there's another portion that are Easter eggs for players looking to play through the game multiple times. Just fun endings. You may have noticed some of the Shining posters on the side of the wall there again. And there's actually quite a bit in this next area if memory serves. And you should be able to get a better visual representation of the posters. Yes, there's a couple that are pretty decent right there. Let me continue and see if I can get... there's a really good one. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look over here. No, James, not there. Here, yes. I don't know if you guys can see this as clearly as I do, but that is a picture of Jack Nicholson's face from The Shining. It's from the Here's Johnny scene. It's a picture of him with his maniacal smile. just gleaming at you. And here's another section where these posters are just littered throughout these walls, and they're actually littered throughout the entire city, especially towards the beginning of the game. You really see a lot of these posters. Kind of slaps you in the face with these references to The Shining, and there's actually a ton of references to other movies other than The Shining. But early on, you do get a lot of Shining posters. Okay, I think this is a good spot to talk about that beeping noise, which I hope you guys cannot hear. But that is my fire alarm. I don't know what the hell's going on with it, but it's really sensitive right now. It's just letting out these very piercing beeping noises, and it has woken me up at 3:30 in the morning, 4-ish this morning. So that was a lot of fun, and it's been driving my dog crazy. I have an American Akita. He's about 8 years old and roughly 160 pounds. And I gate him in the hallway next to my bedroom so he can watch over me as I sleep. And basically, he's never once tried to get out, but these last few days, he has been stampeding through those gates, which has also been waking me up as well, so that's a whole lot of fun. He does not like the beeping noises one bit. Let me tell you. But here we are. We are just about into the city. And once we actually get in, there's going to be very few dull moments. There's so much to talk about in here. It's really something to behold. Really can't wait for you guys to either relive or experience this with me, perhaps for the first time. And I know that there are going to be some spoilers throughout this playthrough. And also take note of those, street signs. Every now and then you might get a name for a street that sounds oddly familiar, perhaps a famous director or a novelist, who knows. Flowers, celebrating 70 years. Very nice, very nice. So we have some history here in Silent Hill, some definite history. Let's go ahead and grab this first aid kit. It can be really difficult to spot consumables around the city. They tend to be laying just on the ground and on tables, and unless you really know where they are, it might be difficult to actually pick up on most, if any of them, for that matter. But this is the way we want to go for now. Exploring the city at this juncture without any weaponry, without any way to defend ourselves, probably not the best idea. So we're looking for something very specific up here. Love this atmosphere. What are those background noises? It's like a blend of wind and something else. Oh, here we go. Are these marks blood? That shadow just now. So, obviously the best idea is to follow that damn thing. I mean, that seems like the most intelligent course of action here. But speaking of intelligent courses of action, when navigating through the city, especially early on, hugging the wall here. Sorry, I'm just looking at this business. Lots of interesting garage type structures down this row. Seems to be another garage right here. But yes, when navigating through the city, hugging the walls, hugging the sides of buildings, generally a good idea. Once you get out in the road, you're definitely more at risk. But another reason to hug the walls here is because there will be consumables lying around, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of scanning the area. I thought we would run into some health potions. What is this, Final Fantasy? Health drinks or first aid kits at this point, but not yet. Some more miniature shining posters. Here's a health drink right here. There we go. The good stuff. So, we should be coming around a corner. Yes, here it is. So a good way to know where to go without getting lost is to really just hug this wall and take your first right. One of the things that I remember very, very clearly in this game, and there are some things that I'm a little nervous about. I don't remember the combat very well. I remember bits of it, but it's very clunky, and my timing is definitely going to be off, so hopefully I don't mess that up too badly. Let's go ahead and advance through here. Definitely going the right way. This fog really, really obstructs your vision throughout the city, as does the camera angles sometimes. Okay, so take a look at that sign on our way back, and we did pass a save point. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a chain link fence with a couple health potions and a save point. Oh, and get used to this noise, this radio static. You're gonna be hearing quite a bit of that throughout the game. Oh my gosh. Shit. There it is. Okay. What?
Is it dead? What the hell is it? It's not human.
Okay, that combat. First of all, holy crap, that was bad. I really need to remember my timings for combat. You may have noticed there's a strong attack and a weak attack. It's almost always a better idea to use strong attacks. I'm gonna need to figure that one out.
Oh yeah. This thing broken? What the? I better take it anyway. I might need it.
Okay, so there's a few things that I want to briefly touch on here. First of all, that was indeed Mary's voice coming through the radio. And if you're very perceptive, or if you have really good ears, you can decipher a lot of what she says there, and it really reveals a lot about the relationship between James and Mary. So I'm not going to delve any deeper than that just yet because the spoilers are just too significant there. Okay, now secondly, the creature design in this game. We just encountered our first monster, and I just want to reiterate that very few things in this game are without significant meaning, and the monsters in this game are at the top of the list in terms of significance to the characters. This is another example of how a new player, or someone who's perhaps just playing through the game the second or third time, may not even remotely pick up on anything like that. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. As we play through the game, I'll start to talk about the design choices for the creatures and how they specifically relate to the various characters. But I also thought it was really interesting how, and here's our save point, how James kind of picks up the radio and he's like, oh yeah, like he's already forgotten that he went back to that alley because of the radio static. So he's got a very short-term memory right now. He's repressing his thoughts. But let's go ahead and save here. And wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, yeah, I need to go to the front here shortly. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I just took a bit of a break there. I wanted to detach the fire alarm from my ceiling, so no more immersion breaking. And I also wanted to better prepare for this upcoming segment. There's some information that I wanted to have in full detail for you guys. And I just topped my health off. I'm going for a very specific ending, and the actions that you do during the game are going to have a huge impact on the type of ending you get. So in this case, the ending I'm going for, I want to keep my health topped off as much as possible. Oh my gosh. I've got to figure out how to close the gap on these guys without taking hits. And I also got to figure out how to do strong attacks consistently. There we go. Do I really have to let it down every time, or is my time being so? It's kind of frustrating. Come here, buddy. I want to clear these two guys out because there's something nearby that... Damn it. That I want to talk about. Okay. Okay. There we go. I think I got it. Alright. But if we walk over here, we will find something quite interesting. And this is exactly what I wanted to prepare for during my break. I already knew quite a bit about this, but there was a lot that I had absolutely no idea what it meant. But here we have a memorial, and a lot of the words on it are completely scuffed up, and when we read this passage, a lot of the words are just going to be entirely blanked out, so really difficult to understand what's going on here without extracting the game files or looking it up online from somebody who has no doubt extracted the game files. Something is written on it. Too bad I can't read it because the surface has been rubbed away. Remains of Blood Swamp. The X meters of land surrounding this monument was originally swamp, but was later filled in. From long ago, the swamp was nicknamed Blood Swamp because the executioners poured the water used to wash the execution tools in here. Perhaps it's for that reason many people seem to have seen ghosts in the area. Alright, so there is a mention of Blood Swamp in the second passage, if you will, on the memorial. So it's from that point, it's quite easy to deduce that the first line, "Remains of blank swamp," is "Remains of Blood Swamp." But other than that, it's quite difficult to figure out what a lot of that says. It's really difficult to fill in the blanks there. But if you do fill in the blanks, if you do look up what it says, you get quite a bit of history into Silent Hill. It's really the first time I think you can get mention of the executioners. More on them later, certainly. Let's go ahead and execute our wall-hugging strats here again. You can hear the monsters lurking nearby, and boy are they noisy. Let's get the heck out of there. But a lot of combat in this game can be avoided, and if you're going for the ending that I am, it really should be avoided. We definitely do not want to take unnecessary damage. But there are going to be areas that I'm going to want to clear out just so I can talk about certain things. And obviously there's going to be areas where I need to clear out monsters to advance the story. But definitely going to be low on combat in this playthrough. Okay. That kind of scared me, I'm not going to lie. And you know what? There's very few jump scares in this game. And excuse my language, but this game is more of a mindfuck. How did I miss that? Oh, come off it, James. There we go. But yeah, this game is much more of a mindfuck than anything else. There's very few instances of jump scares. And they're normally well-timed and appreciated jump scares. So there's the apartment gate key, and that's a really tough thing to spot unless you actually know it's there, like I do, or unless you're actively pressing the action button around this corpse. Which, there's some pretty interesting details here. You guys may have noticed that this corpse is wearing James's jacket, and his jeans and shoes. The head is mutilated. You cannot see, James's face on this corpse. It's completely deformed. But in fact, that is James's character model. Really, really interesting. And that's not a spoiler either. Keep in mind, there's a ton of endings to this game. All of them quite vastly different from one another. Oh, this ambience. What's that? What the... It's gone. I wonder if it was... I don't remember that noise at all. Let's go ahead and top ourselves off here. Let's see now. Should be over here to our left. Oh boy. No thank you. No thank you. Ah yes, here we go. Happy Burger. Oh, this place. Let's come grab this first. Very crucial first aid kit. Here we go. Happy Burger. Let's take a look at this place. If we can. There seems to be a lot of commotion around. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Let's take a good look. You know what? That really looks like the Burger King logo. 99 cents. Tasty. There's the menu for Happy Burger there. Drive-through menu. It's cute. I'm gonna try some of these doors here because I seem to remember an enterable structure somewhere around here. Now I'm heading for a very specific enterable object right now, but I thought that I could go into one of these buildings on this very street. Could be mistaken though. I might be getting a little ahead of myself, so let's go ahead and zigzag in between these guys. Is there something back here? Is this the one? No? Oh, shit. Oh boy. I might actually do some practice. Oh, here we go. This is the RV I was looking for. But kind of an interesting note in here, if I can get inside. There we go. Having some trouble navigating this game. It's a lot more difficult than I recall. I'm sure it won't take me too long to remember it, though. But if you see here, we have something on the couch. There's a memo lying on the sofa. I'll wait at Bar Neely's. Bar in all caps for some reason. Neely's Bar. So there's our map, which I haven't used at all yet. Maybe I should do that a little bit. Kind of give you guys a better layout of the city. I'll do that for the next episode. But let's go ahead and save. And I think I'll make a third save, honestly, just in case I happen to miss out on something. And I might do a second run of this hard riddle and action difficulty at some point, just a very abbreviated run, just in case I miss anything really significant that I'm going to have to go back and show, and that's highly possible. So anyway, I think this is a pretty decent spot to call it quits for this episode. It's probably run at least 5 or 10 minutes over at this point. But once again, I really hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. I hope you enjoyed the game, and I will see you on the next one.